I'm Dave Foord, and in this session I'm going to look at the discussion tools within Blackboard. Now, first of all, there is a bit of confusion when people use Blackboard and the discussion tools, and I'll try and clarify that first. Within a course, you have one discussion board, and there is only one discussion board for that course. You then can create forums, and you can have many forums in one discussion board. So here I've already created a forum called Let's Introduce Ourselves, but I could create another one, and I'll be doing that shortly. And then within a forum, you have threads. So a forum can have many threads, okay? And then each of the threads might have posts and replies, etc. So there's almost like 4 layers within a Blackboard course regarding the discussion forums, and people do get a bit confused, which is understandable. So if I just go back to the beginning, so I've got one discussion board. If I want to create a forum, I click on the forum button with the plus sign, and I give my forum a name. So let me just say this forum might be help with assessment. Okay. I'm then going to give a brief description. This is what the students will see. If you are stuck on any part of the assessment, place a question here for the tutor or other students to respond to. Okay, so you put in some information, and you can use the full formatting here. You can use the usual sort of bolds and things like that. You can also add web links in, and you can go into the HTML editor, so you can drop in embed code. So you can put in like a YouTube video, for example, and all sorts of stuff. Here I've just gone for plain text. Now I'm just going to quickly look through some of the settings. At first it's a bit daunting. Generally the default settings work quite well. So do you want it to be available? Okay, usually yes. The only logic for no would be if you were preparing it and setting it up and you didn't want them to see it until you'd finished. You'd click that to no, finish setting it up, and then you'd go back to making it yes when you want them to see it. You can also set date and time restrictions, so you can choose it to appear at a certain point and then disappear at a certain point, or not disappear but be not visible. I'm just going to keep them open all the time. Now we have an option of allowing anonymous posts. Usually I don't tick this because I want to see who has posted what. The only logic for an anonymous post would be if you're going to discuss something that might be not much controversial but sort of sensitive. Let's say you were doing sessions to do with sex education and you wanted the learners to ask questions. You might want that to be anonymous so they're not highlighting things. You've got the option of allowing authors to remove their own posts. And you can tick that, and that means that once somebody's posted something, they can actually go back in and delete it. Okay, I might tick that one. However, I'm going to keep the option that says only posts with no replies. Okay, because what can happen is if somebody puts a post up and then somebody replies, if the author deletes it, it would delete the replies as well. So I'm going to choose it so that they can only delete the posts with no replies. So as soon as somebody replies, they can't delete it. Allow author to modify own published posts. Okay, I think that's quite a dangerous setting. It means that somebody could go in and change it, but they could change the meaning completely. So let's say they've put up a post, somebody comes in and replies, they could come back in and change the original posting to be meaning the opposite, and then the reply would obviously be the opposite as well. So I don't tend to use that one. You can tag posts so that you can add sort of keywords to them. I'll leave it off a moment just for simplicity. You've got the options to allow users to reply with quotes. They can quote parts from the post. Allow file attachments. Okay, it's quite a useful tool because you can actually use this as a way of disseminating the files rather than using the other Blackboard options. And allowing members to create new threads. So you can either have it so that only you can create threads, in which case you'd untick that, or you tick it so that they can create new threads, etc. Subscriptions. Okay. If you allow members to subscribe to threads, it means they can click on a button and it will then sort of email them when there's a new post, so that makes sense to go for. And if I just come down, you've also got the option of allowing members to rate posts. They can give like a score on how good a post is. And you can actually use that, and along with the grading mechanisms, to actually grade the discussion activity. I'm not going to leave that for the moment because that's a slightly more advanced technique. But they're the basic settings. I'll then click on Submit. And that's created my forum. What I would then want to do is come into here and create a new thread, and I'll do that in another screencast.